somebody says this person is a Vaishnava, what is it actually meaning? What comes to your mind?
Who remembers God always and who follows religious principles.
Very nice. Who Vaishnava means who remembers God always and follows religious principles. What else?
He will follow a footstep of his guru,
Yeah, previous
spiritual master.
acharyas and his guru. Okay. Any other things? What things that comes to your mind when you hear about the word Vaishnava?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes,
Uh, who's worships, I mean, the devotee who worships Vishnu or Lord Krishna, his incarnation.
okay, he's a Vaishnava, Vishnu. Yeah, that's from the word meaning. Yes, that is correct. What else?
Who preach and like to show like mercy on others.
Very nice. Why would they preach and why would they show mercy on others?
To take them to back to Godhead.
Why they want to take everyone back to Godhead?
Because we are all part and parcels of Krishna.
Yes, and if we are all parts and parcels of Krishna, why we are here?
Because of our free will, Prabhuji.
Yeah,
Yeah, and what we are doing here?
we forgot like Lord and we are getting our sense gratification.
And as part of that, we are also getting
Bliss.
suffering, right? We are getting bliss. Yeah. So basically, Vaishnava means Paradukka Dukhi. Means a Vaishnava will not be able to see someone unhappy and they feel happy. So when they see somebody unhappy, they will immediately feel unhappy. And if they see somebody happy, they will see themselves happy. And it is exactly opposite to our regular materialistic people, right? Before we became Vaishnavas or trying to be Vaishnavas, the materialistic mindset is if we see somebody happy, what happens? We become unhappy. If we see somebody unhappy, we feel happy. See, that person is unhappy, I'm very happy. So basically, when we say Vaishnava, the one thing that should come to our mind is they are Paradukka Dukhi. And Srila Prabhupada says, actually, Vaishnava is unhappy by seeing others unhappy. Personally, he has no unhappiness because he is in contact with Krishna. How can he be unhappy? But he becomes unhappy by seeing the conditioned soul unhappy, Paradukka Dukhi. So whatever you said is right. They want to preach, they want to take everyone back to Godhead because we are parts and parcels of Krishna. Our natural position is being in association with Krishna, in a relationship with Him, but we are out of our constitutional position and came into this material world trying to enjoy. But in the grand scheme of things, this is a dukkhalayam ashashvatam that we are only suffering. And a Vaishnava realizes this, then he or she doesn't want to keep that mercy with them. They are always in bliss. Why? Because they are in the service of Krishna. They are in contact with Krishna. But still, they see that other living entities did not get that mercy. So they want to share that mercy. And if they see that other living entities are suffering, they immediately come in to preach them and bring them back to God, back to Krishna consciousness. We can see the examples of Brugari, right? Where when Narad Muni was walking through the forest, he saw the animals suffering because they are half killed. But immediately he went and approached the Murgari, even though he is like a not a kind person. He preached him, and he was because of his purity, he was able to convert him to a Vaishnava. So today we'll take some examples of some Vaishnavas who we can follow and try to also get the same qualities, build the same qualities within ourselves. Can you tell a few Vaishnavas that come to your mind?
Srila Prabhupada.
Srila
All,
Prabhupada.
all,
Yes.
all Guru, Guru Parampara Prabhuji.
So let's take Srila Prabhupada. What quality of in the let me actually see, did I update? Yeah. So let's look at the Vaishnava qualities first, and then we'll look at the devotees who come to our mind. So Vaishnava qualities are described in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, chapter 22, verses 78 to 80. There are 26 qualifications mentioned in the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. A devotee should always see that his Vaishnava qualities increase with the advancement of his Krishna consciousness. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraja, the author of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, says that all good qualities become manifest in the body of a Vaishnava, and that only by the presence of these good qualities can one distinguish a Vaishnava from a non-Vaishnava. So what are those 26 qualities? Krupalu, kind. Akruta Droha, doesn't quarrel, means always humble. Satyasara, truthful. Sama, equal to everyone. Nidosha, faultless. Vadanya, magnanimous. Mrudu, mild. Suchi, cleanliness. Akinchana, without material possessions. Sarvopakaraka, means work for the welfare of everyone. Shanta, peaceful. Krishnaika Sharana, exclusive surrender to Krishna. Akama, desireless. Aniha, indifferent to material acquisitions. Sthira, steady and fixed. Vijita Shadguna, free from 6 material qualities, which are the 6 Shadvargas like lust, anger, greed, those. Mitabuk, does not eat more than required. Apramatta, without inebriation, means always sober. Manada, means respectful. Amani, without false prestige. Gambira, grave. Karuna, compassionate. Maitra, friendly. Kavi, poet. Daksha, expert. And Mauni, silent. So can you tell maybe a few examples and tell what quality you see in them? Of course, all the Vaishnavas have all these qualities, but some which is prominent. Anyone?
Kripalu,
Kripalu?
Sama,
No, you tell the quality and tell one Vaishnava who you think comes to your mind when you say Kripalu.
Krishna Babuji, Sadar Pranams.
Yes, go ahead, Prabhuji.
Yeah, Babuji. Our Guru Maharaj, Jaipatak Swami Maharaj, is very kind towards all the people entered the world. So he traveled all over the world to preach this Krishna consciousness.
Yeah, his kindness is unlimited and his mercy is also unlimited. He wants to give Krishna consciousness freely to everyone. Very great example. Anyone else wants to share?
Prabhuji, today's qualities Prabhupada has, but compassionate Karuna. He was in the Vrindavana, but still he was compassionate to the whole world, and he came, he struggled, and he distributed the Krishna's love to the whole world.
That's a great point. If someone is not compassionate, how can they um travel like the oceans, cross it for 40 days, and then come here and with all the struggles and try to spread the Krishna consciousness? Because their compassion has no bounds. They want to see everyone, not just people within India, but the whole world to be Krishna conscious. So they did not draw a boundary around them saying that I am an Indian. Their boundary is that I am a servant of the Supreme Lord Krishna, and everybody will be happy in that position, and they wanted strive for that. And Prabhupada crossed the oceans to give that compassion to everyone. Very nice, Mataji. Anything else?
Work for yeah.
Work for the welfare of everyone.
Yes, that is like Gopikant Krishna Prabhuji and Kalindiji Mataji. I want to give it.
Very nice. Hari Bol. So ISKCON Somerset came into was manifested because of the hard work of Gopikant Prabhuji and Kalindi Mataji, and of course the mercy of Guru Maharaj, Prabhupada, and all the acharyas. But without that hard work, and why are they working? Are they working for their self? No. It is just to make this available to Krishna consciousness to be spread even faster and even more extensively. And that's a work that they're doing for the welfare of everyone. Great example, Prabhuji. Anybody else? Okay, so we'll take some examples then. First one is Srila Prabhupada. Of course, Mataji was saying that all 626 qualities are manifest, but we will see how he is sthira, means fixed in Krishna consciousness, because we have to be sthira also. We came to Krishna consciousness, that's great. Now we have to maintain it. Swalpamapi asya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat means even if we take one step towards Krishna consciousness, it will save us from the greatest danger. What is the greatest danger? Not getting a human form of life again. Then we say, okay, now I became Krishna conscious. Uh, so will I be getting a human form again? Yes, you will get unless and until we are fixed in Krishna consciousness towards to the last day of our lives. It's not like we follow Krishna consciousness now and leave it after some time, right? Then we saw how Bharat Maharaj, after doing Krishna consciousness for the towards the entire of his lifetime and last few days or years, maybe months, he was attached to a deer, and then he lost the opportunity to get the human form and took a deer life. But of course, we cannot judge those, but they are those exalted devotees voluntarily take those sufferings because to be as an example. What we have to understand is we have to be sthira, and that sthira means we have to be constantly increasing our Krishna consciousness. Uh, and whatever be the troubles that come, what troubles we are getting, we have a place to sleep, we have a place to we have a work, and we have all the things that are coming. Then we should not be worried about Krishna, like not following Krishna consciousness. Look at, if we take Prabhupada as an example, in spite of all the troubles that came, he was fixed in his Krishna consciousness. Means he was determined to spread the like the instructions of his spiritual master. So we all, whatever instructions that we get, we have to be sthira, means to make sure that every time we have to think of those only. He was got the instructions to come to the West and preach. When he came first, it was not an easy journey. He suffered 2 heart attacks. Third one would have been difficult, but then Krishna took over the whole Jaladuta, and the captain and his wife, they said, "Oh, Swamiji, like we haven't seen the sea so smooth, so calm during our entire travel." And once he came here, was it also a smooth ride? Means everybody followed Prabhupada immediately? No, he had to go from one place to another. There was no place for him. Then was temporarily staying in an apartment, and the resident of the apartment was also harsh to Prabhupada. And Prabhupada immediately came out, and he was just on the road. And another devotee found Prabhupada, and then he brought him to his place. But like that, his typewriter was stolen. Everything, every step of the way, there was. But what made him successful in making people, everybody in this whole world, Krishna conscious? Because he was sthira. He did not take any uh, problem as a or a difficulty to be a roadblock. He handled it so elegantly, or he with a determination. Even before coming to USA, right, when he was in Delhi, when he was distributing the magazine Back to Godhead by going store to store, and during one of this, when he was doing that in the street, one bull starts coming towards Prabhupada, and Prabhupada was trying to avoid it, but still come and uh, hit Prabhupada, uh, like it hit him with the head, and Prabhupada fell down. And Prabhupada writes in his shares that at that point I thought, why am I doing this? Like what Krishna? Like I'm doing Krishna consciousness. Why is this happening to me? And same thing for us also. When we are doing Krishna consciousness, once in a while we get so many troubles in our life. We feel like I'm doing Krishna consciousness. Why am I getting so many troubles? And Prabhupada, did he stop that? No, he again picked up all the Back to Godhead magazines. He still did not lose faith in Krishna. He still proceeded. So we have to understand life is not easy for any Vaishnava. Every Vaishnava is going through their own battle. And we ourselves might be thinking that this is just because another Vaishnava did not tell the struggles that they were going through, doesn't mean that they don't have troubles. Every Vaishnava, everybody who is practicing Krishna consciousness has that. So, and we might think that my problem is bigger, other problem is smaller. No, just that you don't know. If you, Krishna knows what we can handle and what we cannot handle, and based on our karma, he just basically puts like a dam and only leaves one or two streams of all the karma we are supposed to get. Think about it, like somebody who is who is not sinful from their entire life, and then they are following Krishna consciousness and they became a devotee and they're practicing. And we ourselves, we know that we have been not a kind person. We were eating non-vegetarian. We were very harsh to people. And then we come to Krishna consciousness. Should we be treated equally? No, right? Because we have so many karma that is there. And just because some devotee is having a nice life doesn't mean that we should envy that person. We have to see that my past, I have done so many reactions and sinful reactions. I am getting so much trouble. And this is what Krishna's mercy. If not for the Krishna's mercy, I would have been getting more trouble. So the mood of a Vaishnava is if something good happens in their life, of course, everything happens as if we are in the material world, everything happens is based on our karma. And once the Krishna consciousness comes, Krishna will be able to hold Yoga Kshema Mahamyam when we come to the pure stage. But until that point, it is we are basically trying to take the shelter of the Daivi Hesham Gunamai, means the shelter of the internal potency of the Supreme Lord. So that means that we are still balancing both the material karma as well as the bhakti that we are practicing, which is above karma. What happens uh, basically when we are going through the struggles? When good happens to us, a Vaishnava immediately attributes that to Krishna. Krishna, I don't deserve this. I don't deserve any good supposed to happen, but you did good to me. Thank you, thank you. But if something bad happens, they put it on themselves, which is Krishna. I was supposed to get much more misery, but you basically being so kind has reduced my misery. It's all comes down to consciousness. It, we have to make bring our consciousness such a way that what anything the good that happens we attribute to our guru or Krishna and the acharyas, and any bad happens we take it to ourselves. So that what happens is we always be in the attitude of gratitude, means we always thank Krishna in either way. That way we'll always be fixed in Krishna consciousness. Being fixed in Krishna consciousness is very, very important. First thing is for us to not fall down. The second thing is to achieve something like what Prabhupada did. We cannot achieve something as Prabhupada did, but to our capacity. What is that? Um, that become an instrument. Nimitta matram bhava sabyasachi means everybody has our strengths and whatever our qualities, the good qualities. Krishna knows what is our strength, and that's why, like, if we are always fixed in Krishna consciousness, Krishna will bring up our strengths and make our strengths more and more strong, and then he will use it so that we get glorified. Okay. The next quality you can think of is Daksha, expert in Krishna consciousness. Who comes to our mind when we think of Daksha? Prabhupada's Guru Maharaj, who is Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Why is he Daksha? Because he knew everything. He he knows about Krishna consciousness. He knows about astrology. He knows about. He's a scholar in English. What we can think of, like if Daksha means he's expert in everything. And if you see some of the very, very learned people in the world at the time used to come and take instructions from Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. If you take somebody who is very educated, they first of all don't take to Krishna consciousness so easily because they are overwhelmed or they're puffed up with the success that they get. They think that they deserve it and they don't. But if somebody is able to convert those educated people also to Krishna consciousness, that means that they are expert in telling them what they are lacking and bringing them. So Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur is a great Vaishnava example who we can understand that we have to become that kind of daksha, means like whatever we can come across, we have to take try to become expert in those. What pick one quality or I mean activity that goes to the same thing. Nimitta matram bhava sabyasachi. Our strengths. Once we know, identify what those strengths are. We start building up on those, and we become expert in those. And we preach. And what about another quality of Kavi? Kavi means either a poet or intelligent. Bhakti, who is the Vaishnava example of that very apt for that one, who is none other than Bhakti Vinod Thakur. If you see any Vaishnava song that touches your heart, you will see it was written by Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Such was his expertise in writing those like nice songs and he was also a magistrate at the in the court, and then he always used to balance both the his material life as well as Krishna conscious life, and at the same time he did so much benefit to the society that at the time the real Krishna consciousness or the pure devotion was getting hidden or getting subsided, and he brought it up, and then people around at the time were making fun of him. See that you are a magistrate, but you are following this Krishna consciousness. But he did not care for any of them. He just basically brought this Krishna consciousness forward, and he helped his Guru Maharaj, Jagannath Das Babaji, and in excavating all the places that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was, and the books he wrote, and some of the books that he wrote, he also explains how a devotee should behave. And my Guru Maharaj, Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj, he started reading in classes some of the books written by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and gives exactly like, once we become a devotee, what are the challenges that we face regarding pride, illusion, false ego, because most of the things like lust, anger, and greed we can control, but the subtle ones are very hard to control. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he dissected all those subtle things and explained very clearly how we can overcome all those things. Other example is akinchana, without material possessions. Who are the examples of those qualities? The six Goswamis. The six Goswamis did not have any possessions. They left all their possessions. They became mendicants, and they were spending their entire time in Krishna consciousness only. And we saw many examples of Sanatan Goswami. He used to only have one wheat bread every day, and not even with salt. And at the time, the deity was asking, "Oh, Sanatan Goswami, put some salt in it." Then Sanatan Goswami says, "No, if I put salt, then you'll ask for like something put some more curry and all that, and I'll become a Grihastha." It not like that, but I'll just get into material pool again. I don't want. But then Krishna was so merciful. A merchant who was traveling in the river Yamuna at the time has his boat stuck at the ghat, and that boat was carrying full of salt. And then that merchant, he comes and gives salt, and at the same time he sees the temple, and he builds the temple uh, like it's one of the biggest temple in Vrindavan, that was bedecked with all the jewels on the whole gopuram, that says the temple top. And during the rule of after a few years, when the Muslim rulers came, all the jewels were taken away. But at the time when Sanatana Goswami was there, without him having any possessions, Krishna arranged for the whole temple to be like well developed, and spread the glories. So we don't have to have all the material possessions to become Krishna conscious. We just have to simple living, high thinking. We just have to take whatever we have and do it. That doesn't mean should I leave like Goswamis and leave everything and go to the forest? No. Like the thing is, we have to be follow in their footsteps, means that not have the consciousness first, which is everything belongs to me. How we can do that is by using the Yukta Vairagya, means we engage everything in the service of Krishna, and we don't consider anything, we are the proprietor, and that means that we don't have material possessions. Even though we might be sitting in one palace, if we are not attached to it, goes back to consciousness. If our consciousness is not there, then we will not be attached to those. We will be considered as not having possessions. Another example of Satyasara, truthful. Who is an example we can think of? Bali Maharaj. Bali Maharaj is one of the 12 Mahajans. Why do you think he is Satyasara? Because when the time came, he gave his word, which is, I will give, Vamana Dev asked for 3 steps. Then his Guru Sukracharya tells him, the person who came is none other than Vishnu. He is going to take everything away from you. But he rejected his Guru's instruction, because anybody who comes between us and the spiritual and the Supreme Lord should be, who tries to stop us, should not be entertained. So even though he was his spiritual master, Bali Maharaj did not take his instructions. He rejected him because he thought that what else can be a benefit if the Supreme Lord himself came to me, and even though he takes everything from me, I'm still okay with that. And then once the two steps were taken, one in this world, one in the covering the material world, one covering the spiritual world, the third step was not there. And what happens? He, being very truthful to his word, he said that I am going to offer my head as the third step for you because I could not keep my word. And what happened afterwards? Did he what did he lose everything? No. He got in turn from the Supreme Lord Krishna in the form of Vamanadev, the whole Sutala planet. And then he himself became the god of the Sutala planet because the Sutala planet is very rich planet, and many other living entities, demons, and other things they want to generally try to go and take things from the planet. So he himself became the god, and then with no disturbance, Bali Maharaj has been having following Krishna consciousness in the planet always. The example is whatever be the troubles we come across, we should not leave the truth. We have to be always truthful. What is other quality from we can see from Prahlad Maharaj? Krishnaika Sharana, exclusive surrender to Krishna, means that we should not have any other hope once we come to Krishna consciousness other than Krishna, devotees and acharyas, the Guru Maharaj or Guru and anybody. Because if we think that, oh, when there is a trouble that somebody else will come and help, that means that our consciousness is not in the full surrender. Exclusive surrender means when Prahlad Maharaj was put in trouble, he did not ask for help for anyone. He always thought of within this heart, Krishna only. Like, please, the Supreme Lord, please come and help me. So even though he was put in the pit of snakes or put in a boiling, hot boiling oil, and or the elephants came to attack, he did not. He only surrendered to Krishna. What happened afterwards? The Krishna himself came and protected his devotee from his father. And when Krishna was so angry, nobody else was able to approach him except Prahlad Maharaj. That is the quality of Krishna, Prahlad Maharaj. And then the other quality we can think of, Sichi is pure, who we can think of is Narada Muni. Why Narada Muni is called pure? Because, Prabhupada says purity is the force. When someone is pure, what they think happens, they will be able to convert everyone to Krishna consciousness. And Krishna will not get anything done by anyone else other than his pure devotees. If Krishna is getting, if we are able to do something good in Krishna consciousness, a big thing, we have to understand that our purity is increasing. Because Krishna would not take service from devotees who are not pure. And it doesn't mean that it's all or nothing, doesn't mean that I am not pure yet, doesn't mean that Krishna will not take service from me. No, it is our consciousness. As and when we come across any events or situations in our life, in a day-to-day life, whenever and wherever there is a full surrender in those particular thing, Krishna will accept our service. So if we are constantly thinking of Krishna and engaging in the pure service, then he will use us as an instrument, and he will make us be part of anything that he wants to propagate. So in here, we have seen so many examples. Like he converted or he changed the consciousness of Murgari and make him into a great devotee. Any great devotees we can think of, we will see their spiritual master is Narada Muni only. That shows how pure he is. Whether it is Dhruva Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, or even Valmiki, um, everybody, you can think it's basically the purity of Narada Maharaj is Narada Muni is what that is making others also get the Krishna consciousness. Now coming to Kripalu, means merciful. Who we can think of? Nityananda Prabhu. Why? Because even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at one point lost his control and he was about to kill Jagai Madai with his Sudarshan Chakra. But who stopped at the time? It was Nityananda Prabhu. Because Nityananda Prabhu reminded Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Mahaprabhu, you came to in this Kali Yuga to kill the demoniac qualities of the people, not the people itself. Because everybody in this Kali Yuga have both the divine and demoniac qualities. If that is the case, we have to kill everyone. So he said, Jagai Madai, please don't kill Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, don't kill Jagai and Madai. And he even says, this Jagai, when Madai was trying to kill, hit me, Jagai tried to stop. He was looking at the good qualities of even the place where we cannot find good qualities. And that's another great quality of a Vaishnava. There are different kinds of people. Some people, they look at the bad in everything. Even though there is some good people, they will try to nitpick, saying that, oh, if somebody is saying good things about a person who is always looking at the faults, they will say, oh, you might be seeing those good quality, but this person did like this, right? Those people, it's like compared to a fly. A fly, even though there is a garden of flowers, it will only go on the excretion of a raccoon or something. But on the other hand, a bee, even though you put in a graveyard when there is a small flower that blossoms, it will go and sit on the flower only. So, and the second kind of people is they will look at both good qualities and bad qualities. Most of the people, they look at good and bad also. And there is a third kind of people who don't look at the bad qualities, but only look at the good qualities. And the fourth kind of people is even though the other person doesn't have any good qualities, they will try to extract the good qualities from the person. So Nityananda Prabhu is of that quality, and other devotees are like Lord Shiva. When he came to Daksha Yagna, Brahma glorifies him, saying that, or Mother Parvati glorifies him, saying that of these four kind of people, Lord Shiva is the fourth category, where even though some person doesn't have any good qualities, he will try to extract the good qualities and see that. And that person you are finding faults, Daksha, my father, you did a great mistake. So coming back, Nityananda Prabhu, he tried to see the good qualities in Jagai and Madai, and he was very merciful. And if we follow, our whole goal is to just take that mercy, the mood of Nityananda Prabhu, and try to give that Krishna consciousness to everyone. And then we will be able to get the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. My Guru Maharaj, Jai Pataksam Guru Maharaj, he says that if we want to get the mercy of Krishna, we need to get the mercy of Srimati Radharani. If we want to get the mercy of Srimati Radharani, we have to get the mercy of Balaram or Nityananda Prabhu. So first and foremost, we have to get Nityananda Prabhu's mercy, who is the who is nothing but the manifestation of Nityananda Prabhu, is our spiritual master. Whether it is Diksha Guru or Diksha Guru, and when their mercy comes, immediately we'll start seeing the mercy of Srimati Radharani coming. And Srimati Radharani, her mercy is called very rare to come. Out of the six things, the first step in Krishna consciousness is to end all our material miseries. The second step is it begins all our auspicious in our life. And the third thing is it gives us the ability to discard the impersonal liberation. And the fourth benefit of devotion service is we get the mercy, we have the opportunity to get the mercy of Srimati Radharani, which is very rare. And the fifth one is once we get that mercy, we become extremely blissful, and finally we get the lotus feet of Krishna. So getting the mercy of Srimati Radharani is very, very rare, and that opportunity will come only if we able to please our mercy, our spiritual master, and follow the instructions. And once the mercy of the Srimati Radharani comes, she will immediately take us to Krishna and say, Krishna, see this devotee, he is better than me. Even though Radharani is the topmost devotee, she will think that this devotee is more better than herself, and try to bring Krishna's mercy onto the person. And finally, for today's session, the quality we can think of is Vadanya, means magnanimous. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Mahavadanyaya, means most magnanimous. The prayer is Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaurat Vishay Namaha. O most munificent incarnation, you are Krishna himself appearing as Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You have assumed the golden color of Srimati Radharani and you are widely distributing the love, pure love of Krishna, we offer our respectful obeisances on to you. Why is he called Mahavadanyaya? Means Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not look at any qualifications like are you Brahman as a Brahmana, are you educated? No, he just gave the mercy to everyone. My Guru Maharaj, Jayapatak Guru Maharaj, he says that Krishna's mercy will come, the pure love of God will come when we completely surrender to Krishna. And it is kind of a locked. So that love of Krishna is put in a box and it is completely locked, that pure love. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came along with his associates and broke that lock, and he started spreading all this love freely to everyone and everyone with no qualification. So if we don't take to this Krishna consciousness moment now, we are missing this great opportunity, because the topmost relationship we can have with the Supreme Lord is the relationship of love. Because anything you can look around, you can have friendship, you can have or neutral relationship, that you give respect to them, take respect from them. But if you are loving someone, is there any other relationship you can have more than that with that person? Similarly, it's the same case with the Supreme Lord. If we are established with the Supreme Lord in the mode of love, either in the mode of Sakya, Dasya, Vatsalya, Madhurya, we will go back home, back to Godhead, and that mood is given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu freely. And how can we get the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Very simple. Like four kinds of people never get Krishna's mercy. My Guru Maharaj says, which are Patita, fallen; Nicha, lowborn; Murka, fool; Dukkita, always suffering. Uh, Fallen means like we break the four relative principles. Either we are meat eating or gambling, intoxicated. And at the same time, Nicha means who are low born. In Kalo, Sudra Sambhava means in Kali Yuga, everybody is a Sudra. Murka means fool, means they think that they know everything. And finally, Dukkita means always suffering. Even though they know this material world is a place of suffering, they always keep on suffering. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu say these four people never get Lord's mercy, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave the mercy to these people also. That's why he is called Patitapavana, means like he delivers the fallen people. And when we go in front of a deity, right? Or we will discuss that after a few slides. So the example of a Vaishnava who is magnanimous is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So now compare and contrast, right? So we can look at the good things that are positive. And if we do, Acharya says that when you are learning something, you have to look at both the thing that is positive, and you also look at what is negative, means that is stopping you, so that you can make a wise decision. So what are some of the qualities of non-Vaishnavas, materialistic people have? Can someone share a few?
Ravana, Kamsa,
Yeah, but what their qualities are?
demonic qualities.
Yeah, like example,
Enviousness, Prabhuji.
enviousness, lust,
Last.
greed, right?
Yes.
So the same thing. Those are the qualities that are keeping us here. One of the quality of a Vaishnava is they are Nishita Shadguna, means uh, they are free from these Arishad Vargas. What are those? Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Mada, Moha, Matsarya. Means lust, anger, greed, pride, illusion or attachment, and Matsarya means envy. Why and we this have to be taken off, means it is important to get rid of these qualities, because they keep us in the material world. Krishna is saying the first three of those Arshad Vargas, lust, anger, greed, they are the three gates to hell. Trividam narka dyeshishedam dwaram nashanam atmanaha kama krodha tata lobas tasmadeta trayam triyajet. These three things that are gates are lust, anger, greed. When a sane man should give up these up, every sane man should give these up, for they lead to degradation of the soul. If we want, for whatever reason, whatever pious activities that we did, we got a human form of life. If we don't want to fall down into the lower species of life or go to the hellish planet, three things have to be left right away, which is lust, anger, greed. How can we do that? When we have lust, the desires, yat karosi yadasanasi yadjuhosi yat yatapasasi kaunteya tat kurushamadapana. Whatever we eat, whatever we give, whatever we take, whatever austerities we do, if we do it for Krishna, that lust gets purified, means that desire gets purified. If we want to have a house, but use it for Krishna. If we want to have a car, but use it for Krishna consciousness. Anger, how does anger come? Because we have some desires that are unfulfilled. But if our desires are Krishna conscious desires, then that anger also gets purified. But if our desires are material desires, then we will be falling down. And greed, if our desires get fulfilled, we still want more and more material desires. So instead, that greed also should be engaged in Krishna consciousness. Meaning we put one goal in Krishna consciousness, that goal is achieved, we still don't stop there. We have to have laulyam, means that greed is the ticket or the price that we pay to get the love of God. It means always wanting to do more and more for Krishna. And the next thing are actually the tests for devotees. Those lust, anger, greed kind of are not, I will not say easy, but not as hard to overcome as the next three, because these three will keep the devotee happily in the lap of Maya. The pride, illusion, and envy, because they are so subtle that they don't even know that those exist. Ahankaram balam darpam kamam krodha parityagam vimuchya nirmama shanto brahma bhuyaya kalpate. If we have to come to the state of Brahma Bhuta, which is the state where we practice Krishna consciousness, we have to be free from false ego, false strength, false pride, and sense of proprietorship, and we should be peaceful. So pride is what? The thinking that I am the great, everybody should give respect to me. And illusion means aham mameti, means uh, like this is mine, why this devotee is taking my service, or like that. But everybody is trying to serve Krishna only. And the last one is envy. We have to come out of the thing where we compare with other devotees. Like I said, their devotee, whatever be the reason, their background, we don't know, but we know our background. We are not sinful. We have been sinful in the past. We can't expect. So we have to do more sadhana. We have to always look at ourselves only. Only then we'll make progress. And how can we get out of that? All this pride, illusion, and envy is, people will say don't offend the devotees, but the bigger thing is don't get offended. That's the main thing. Because being an offended is that you try to always be, but what if some devotee said something or did something, you feel offense? That's also not recommended, because if you are offended, that stays in your mind and you stop interacting with the devotee, and that builds up, and that goes into a negative thing in your mind. So first thing is, you might be so much controlling your mind, saying that I am not going to offend the devotee, I'm not going to interact with the devotee because he did this to me. But that's not helpful, because that you are offended by their behavior. Trinadapi sunichena tarorapi sahishnuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari means we have to be lower than the straw in the like a straw of grass. We should be more tolerant than a tree, and we should not expect personal honor, yet we should be prepared to give all respect. So if we are offended by someone, we will stop giving them respect within our mind. That should not happen. Uh, the thing is, don't get offended if some devotee did something or or said something. If you did not like it, go and approach them and humbly tell that, Prabhuji, you did this, why you did that, can I understand? And nobody wants to intentionally hurt another devotee. So just like you are not offending, that other devotee doesn't want to offend, because they are in Krishna consciousness. They know that offending another devotee is actually a mad elephant, kind of that takes off their creeper. So why would they offend you? But you got offended means something that is a misconnect, and that Maya is playing a trick. We need to go and solve that. So finally, these material qualities we can see is the lust we can overcome by becoming desiring less or indifferent. That is possible by engaging everything with Krishna consciousness. And anger we can overcome by being kind, mind, peaceful. I put the numbers of those things. And greed is by having no material possessions and work for the welfare of others, then the greed will be overcome. The pride will be overcome by being humble, respectful of others, and without any false prestige, thinking that I am great or everything should respect me. And being all out of illusion means always being sober and grave, knowing that this my path is Krishna consciousness. And envy, how it is overcome? By having karuna, means kindness and mercy, and then being friendly to all. And finally, I will say that how can we achieve that is, we all go to the deities, right? When we go to the deities to pray, uh, in Haribhakta Vilasa, there are 6 things that we should do. First, as soon as we go to the devotee, we should do pranama, means bowing, offer obeisances, completely fall flat. Then we have to do stuti, means we have to glorify the Supreme Lord with things that, oh, Supreme Lord, I was not, you brought me and gave your darshan to me. Thank you so much. And if you know any qualities that you want to say, your dress is so nice today, or your flowers are so glorify the deity. Then the next thing is Guna Kirtana, remembering and reciting the qualities and names. Means you can just say the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, that you are glorifying the Supreme Lord with the name. But the fourth important thing is Kshamapana, asking for forgiveness for the offenses and faults. Because if you want the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and if you go in front of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu say that, Mahaprabhu, I am so fallen, I am so this, if you, not superficially, but if you try to look at a quality, see that devotee did something, but I took it as an offense. Or I was so much overcome by anger when this happened, because nobody glorified me when I did so much service. Please help me. So if you are in front, you calling out those bad qualities, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy will immediately come, and we all will be able to correct our mistakes right away. And fourth, fifth, and sixth is Vandana. Then we have to offer our prayers in humility, and then we have to worship, do some service, or Archana or Bhajana at the end. So we immediately go to the devotee and says, Krishna, give me this, give me that. I am doing this Krishna conscious for so long. But the process is, we have to first glorify the holy name, then glorify the Supreme Lord, then find a few faults in us. And it should not be artificial. We have to keep on thinking, coming in the mood that I did this mistake, I did this, I did this. And when you do that, then the mercy of the Supreme Lord will start coming to us immediately. With that, I will close today's, I will give some any time for questions, or comments, reflections, corrections.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. You can ask if you have any questions, or you can share your reflections.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you so much for a wonderful session, Prabhuji. So we are we want to continue next session, the remaining Vaishnava qualities. So Prabhuji, I have one question.
Tell about this. Yeah, go ahead.
So Prabhuji, you mentioned there are souls like the people who fallen, Nicha, Murka, Dukhi. Those can we map it like these fallen souls as our Sudras? Like we are all we are in Sudra, and Nicha is Chandalas, and I'm not able to map exactly the Melachas and Yavanas. So can you give bit more details like whom we can call it Yavanas and Melachas, and how can we map this Murka and Dukkha? Hare
So
Krishna.
again, thank you, Prabhuji, for the question. Again, going back, we being Vaishnavas will always look at the bad qualities in ourselves than try to look at anything. Even though somebody might be a mlecha, we don't want to see them as a mlecha. We look at, oh, maybe Krishna gave them the opportunity to become a mlecha, so that they can go in their community and bring more people to Krishna consciousness. Just like Haridas Thakur, he was born in a Muslim family, but he became a greatest Vaishnava by chanting 192 rounds every day, right? So when we look at these 4 qualities, I have to see that I am a Patita. I have to see that I am a Nicha, because I am low born, I am a Shudra before coming to Krishna consciousness. At least now those qualities are removed. But now the other 2 qualities are still there. I am a Murkha still, because from time to time, I still think that I know everything, because even though I don't know anything. And finally, the Dukkita means these material things doesn't have to any effect on us. Jadavarta says to the king Rahugana, that Rahugana thinks that there is still bodily conception, these pains and pleasures will impact the soul. But Jadavarta clarifies, you are a fool, number one, because you think that, he did not say like that, but he will say that you are foolish to think that any of the material things will impact the soul. But are we at that same level that what Jadavarta was asking to be? No. If something happens in our office, some boss says something harsh, we immediately get offended. If at all we lose a job, we'll again start misery. So why, even though we are saying Krishna consciousness, the material miseries are why are it is impacting us? Because we are dukkita, means So all those four qualities we have to look into ourselves, Prabhuji. But yeah, Mlecha, Yavana, all those they also come under Patita category only. But Murka and Dukita is everyone.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Got it.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Any other questions?
It is very nice session, Prabhuji. And as Narayan Prabhu asked, we want to hear all 26 qualities also. And the examples are very perfect. It will be good if you can share that PPT with all of us.
Mataji, I'll upload. Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you.
please upload it. And it is very nice. Easily everyone can understand. And I really appreciate that we just informed you at 4 o'clock and you got ready by 6 o'clock. It
Thank you.
is really amazing. A preacher is always a wonderful preacher when he is instantly able to preach. So that should be the natural quality to preach. So you deserve it, Prabhuji. Very nice. Wonderful. Hare Krishna.
All goes to you and Prabhuji Muktaji because of your care and I think only we came like this. You are always, your mood is also same like Guru Maharaj, which is always to preach, preach, preach.
All glories to Guru Maharaj. Srila Prabhupada. Prabhuji, we are instruments. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, so if there are no questions, we'll go for one mala chanting.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I have one question, Prabhuji.
Go ahead, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes,
Dhanwad
Prabhuji.
Pranam, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, always your lecture is very nice, Prabhuji. Always, even in sometimes I feel like whenever I hear anything Zoom. It's not like right. I will not have much attention, but whenever you did, it's really great, Prabhuji. Yeah, thanks for wonderful lecture, Prabhuji. I have one question, Prabhuji. Uh, the thing is normally right whatever you said I understand like we should not like maybe like always we have to take the positive qualities of devotees and all those things I understand Fauzi. If I'm at maybe like great level I understand definitely always that is good one only but how we can take Fauzi, for example if I'm not at that level okay if even right, those who are really senior devotees, some always right, they will behave like how normal people will do, right? In same way, how I have to take that.
So if you read Nectar of Instruction, that will give you the ability, Prabhuji. So basically chanting 16 rounds will clean our heart from the anarthas gradually. But at the same time, we also need to look at how to interact with Vaishnavas. And the guidebook is Nectar of Instruction. It will tell us why, because we might be interacting in a materialistic company in our thing, and so our mind is always in that company mood, so we might be applying the same thing here. So we have to gradually come out. And one way to overcome that is engaging in six relationship with the devotees, which is give gifts and take gifts. We invite them for prasadam, give prasadam to them, and then reveal their hearts if you trust them, and ask them confidential questions if you trust, if there is mutual trust. And the next verse that says in Nectar of Instruction is we should not look at any devotee from a materialistic standpoint, whether there is a bodily defect or there is mental defect or any other thing. If they might be mental defect, when I say it's like means they are not able to control their anger, doesn't mean that because we are in a hospital, right? So in a hospital, this compared to a hospital where everybody came for treatment. When you see other patient and see why that patient is here, I should be the only patient in the Krishna consciousness, that doesn't work. So we have to be prepared to face all kinds of people, and we have to just remember it is the test given by Krishna, and we should not get offended. If we get offended, we pray, go pray to Krishna, whatever be the reason I got offended, help me not get offended. So it's a sadhana, Prabhuji. It's not like the answer that clearly says that do this. We all have to go through that. We have to just keep doing our sadhana, and it will get purified. I don't know if Gopikan Prabhuji or Kalindi Mataji wanted anything.
So first of all, we should not have any expectations like other devotee has to behave like this. He's a senior Vaishnava. Why he's behaving like that? So we should not have any expectation. That's what called Trinada Pisu Nichena Taroriva Sahishnuna Amanena Manadena Kirtanedi Sadahari. don't have expect respect, but give the respect. Sometimes we may think by number of years, other devotees, senior devotees, something like that. So let's say you have two devotees, one devotee came in Krishna consciousness in 1 year, but other devotees there in 10 years in Krishna consciousness. You will expect something from 10 years devotee. Oh, he has to be behave very maturely, high qualified. Sometimes it may not be happen, but 1 year devotee, he will behave more maturely and more humbly, more like that. So in devotional service, we have different levels. All you know, Kanishtadhikari, Madhyamadhikari, Uttamadhikari, depend upon their attentive chanting, depend upon their book reading, depend upon their Vaishnava behavior, they will fall into one of those categories. So if they are not in that category, what can we do? We need to pray for them. This devotee one day should become Krishna consciousness and more matured. So let's not have any expectation. Serve as much as we can, and don't offend anybody, even though the other devotee is in as per your expectation or not as per your expectation. It's okay. He will come one day. So mango is mango. Some mangoes are in ripened state. Some mangoes are in unripened state. One day it will ripen. Just we need to pray for that. I hope I answered your question.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah. Very good. Thanks, Prabhuji.
So we need to show ourselves as exemplary. We need to give respect, and we need to be the role model. Automatically around us, whole environment will be changed. Suppose you are dealing with one Vaishnava and he is not serving properly or is not talking properly. You start doing that one. Instead of addressing hey, ho, hi, Hare Krishna Babuji, how are you? Dandavat Pranam, whenever you meet. Automatically after 2 times, that the opposite person will say Hare Krishna Babuji, Dandavat Pranam. And some people are not inclined to do some sevas. And instead of waiting for someone, you take broomstick or you do that seva and start doing that one. After doing 2 days, third day, the other devotee will realize, hey, why I'm not getting this? The devotee is doing very nicely. Why can't I do like that? They will also follow you. Just try to be a role model. Some people will react or will take it up quickly. Some people will take some time to realize and be into the stream. Yeah. Nice, Prabhu. Any other reflections, questions, comments?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Patitapavana Prabhuji. It was a nice session. We enjoyed it. Correct.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. All good, Shishla Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj.
Okay. There are no questions. We'll do one mala chanting. Bring your japmalas. We'll chant one mala Hare Krishna.
Let's thank His Grace Patitapavana Prabhuji by saying 3 times Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Yeah, and there are a few announcements. We are celebrating Gaura Purnima celebrations on March 3rd. Gaura Purnima is one of the auspicious and biggest festival in our Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. That is fall on, I think, Tuesday or Wednesday. We will do 2-day celebration on the actual day and also on the Sunday followed that weekend. For actual day, we will celebrate Abhishekam, Katha, all other rituals will be there. On extended day, we are celebrating some cultural programs with our Sunday school kids and all Prabhujis and Matajis. We are working, I think our team is working, make them practice and play different dramas. So be prepared for that upcoming festival. And also we are looking for some sponsors. We have two options to sponsor Gaur Purnima, $251 and $501. Whoever offer $251, they will get a nice brass boga plate. Whenever you are offering Naivedyam or boga to the lordships, we need to serve them nicely. So for that, we got a nice brass plate and cups and water cup, all the stuff. It's on the way. It will come shortly, next 2-3 days. Next week I'll show you. And whoever sponsored $501, and they will get padukas and as well as this boga plate, both of them. Or you can choose kalash. We have two variations. You can choose kalash or padukas. So you can choose one of that. So if you have any of you interested, you can be part of that sponsorship program. Your sponsorship money will be utilized to celebrate this festival for 2 days. If there are any leftover money, it will go to temple construction fund. So if anybody would like to sponsor, you can tell your names now or later. We have two options, 251 and 501. Okay, so think of it. We have almost 2 more weeks to celebrate that one. So with that, we'll go for Japa now. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Radha, Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta. Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna.
We'll stop here. Thank you very much for joining virtual program. Even though it is virtual, we were able to enjoy every part of the program. We'll meet coming Sunday feast. Also, we'll have Srimad Bhagavatam class tomorrow morning, 6:30 a.m. as usual. I encourage all your youth kids also be part of youth sessions today onwards. Her Grace Janava Mataji kindly came up to take care of the youth kids. So I encourage all your youth kids to enroll that youth kids program. If you need any more details, you can see me, or you can message me, or you can message to Janava Mataji. Will help you to onboard that youth kids program. Youth kids program is just like a empowerment for the youth. We will try to understand their mindset, and we will make them balanced in every aspect. Yeah, philosophy will be less, and taking care and uplifting their consciousness is more, and make them comfortable is more. Okay, thank you very much for joining today's program. Let's chant 3 times Hare Krishna Mahamantra enthusiastically and wind up the class. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare,
Rama, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Rama
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Bhagavan Sri Krishna Paramatma ki
Jai,
Jai,
Amal Puranam Srimad Bhagavatam ki
Jai,
Samaveda Bhaktarunda ki
Jai,
Premanande.
Hare Hare.
Hare Hare Bol.
Thank you very
Hare
much. Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.